Welcome to Sterling High School, joined in the TV studio by Mr. Sheehan. Today is April 24th, 2020, and we are in week 5, 6. We are post, it's too long, but we are post spring break, and we're going to start today with some good news. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Some good news. Go ahead, Mr. Sheehan. How's it going?
We're doing well. Mr. Claiborne and I, we always talk about what's going on in our home lives and little updates. So at week 6, week 7, some of the things that we're doing in the Sheehan household is we've done the puzzles. 750,000 piece puzzles. We're doing the 1,000 rep workouts. We're preparing special dinners. The kids are serving the dinner. They're creating a menu. And one of the things that we took up during the Easter break is we put a pond in. So I thought that was a very good family project that hopefully when we get through all this difficult time, we can look back and reflect and know that we came together as a family and put that together. So how about at the Claiborne household? Yeah,
we're being creative. Mrs. Claiborne does a great job coming up with some different activities. We had some nice art projects we've done. We had a great birthday. Caitlin, my oldest turned 9. Thanks for everybody participating in that drive-by. That's quite of a unique experience here in 2020. We've been doing Zoom trivia with our extended family, getting together at night, and that's kind of fun. So just different creative ways to be active. Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Positive, yeah. Very positive. So we are in remote instruction phase 2 is what we called it. And I think there's been some questions out there on what that looks like. So we want to dive into that. Hopefully everybody had a great spring break, and now we're back into the grind and back establishing a routine. But there's been some questions because we added a couple different pieces with that. So talk to me about what's the difference here between remote and synchronous instruction.
Okay, so we sent out on April 6th, before Easter break, our phase 2 plan of remote learning, which include synchronous instruction. So what we did, we changed up with phase 2 is the work expectations. Instead of an 80-minute lesson, we were looking for 30, 40-minute lessons. But the thing with that letter that we sent out, the letter had a schedule for Skyping and synchronous instruction. So for example, a first block teacher would be able to Skype on Mondays at 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and maybe Wednesdays the same time, all right? But here's the thing, all right? Remote learning is OneNote. And that's our primary source of remote learning is OneNote. The students are synced up with their teachers. They can really do a lesson through OneNote. We're just looking to enhance the lessons with the opportunity of synchronous instruction through Skyping. But we wanted to set that schedule in place so that teachers weren't Skyping at the same time and the students had to make a decision. Do I want to miss this one? Do I want to watch this one? Whatever it may be. So just keep in mind, OneNote is remote learning. Synchronous is the supplement. Answer questions, see a face, talk through some problems. And then the last one is with grading. We're putting a greater emphasis on participation. So teachers should express that. They should put that in their grading plans. And this isn't just a challenge for Sterling High School. This is a challenge for everybody across the county, across the state. So the ability to instruct, the synchronous instruction, and the grading is really a huge challenge. And we understand it's a huge challenge from our end, but also from families and students as well. So we have to try to understand that and come to a middle ground on what the expectations will be. But just a reminder, every day they should be doing work in every class, right. 20, 30, 40 minutes, whatever it may be. Don't shut off and just do it on those times where you might be Skyping and you might not.
Yeah, great. So every day there is work, and it is coming through that OneNote class notebook. The question is why? Well, why aren't we Skyping every day? And it's just not as feasible. We talked about this, I think, in maybe even our second week in this. It's not feasible to expect every kid and every family and every situation to be connected at the same time. So we wanted to provide just a small portion of that synchronous calendar, with a schedule. So again, it doesn't conflict with other classes, but we can't estimate what's going on in your household, what the family structure looks like, what the responsibilities look like for students, for parents that are trying to do their own job plus assist students.
And I think that's with remote learning. With the OneNote, if they want to sit down at 8 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 7 o'clock at night. Whenever they're available to do that, that's the beauty of the OneNote with remote learning. Right. And again, the synchronous is just an opportunity to have that engagement at a different level. So we have to consider that. And again, we're trying to get better. We want to improve our ability to do some synchronous instruction, but we're building the plane while we're in the air.
Yeah.
And we're getting feedback and questions, and we value that, and we'll try to get better. But again, the OneNote is the primary source.
Great. So then let's go to the governor. The governor came on again and talked about May 15th. I think some people might have been shocked by that, but he might be going incrementally. So what does this mean for us right now?
Okay, so again, we're bound to county and to state, and we get updates daily. Sometimes it's in person, sometimes it's via email. So we're out until at least May 15th, and the trend that I've seen with the governor so far, he's taken us out 1 month at a time. And I think that's kind of smart because again, you have that hope. It allows them to do surveys to see how schools are doing, to see how food distribution's going, how instruction's going, and then how our general health is across the state. So we expect a decision probably before the 15th about the remainder of the school year. Again, he's made it very clear that the health and safety of everyone is going to be the priority when he makes that decision. So again, I would ask you to keep following along reliable sources. You can kind of get a clue on where things are going. The big questions that we have as educators is the health and safety of our staff and students, social distancing, gatherings. We had a nice event here the other night, which was Light Up the Nights. And we pushed it out there relatively quick. Didn't really expect. We had a great turnout, but the whole time we're having that, I was nervous that I was jeopardizing the health and safety of our staff. The students were kind of driving through, but our staff were sitting there. So it was a great opportunity, but boy, I wouldn't want to be the one responsible for, getting someone sick. So, that's from the county and state. The challenges that we're seeing from every school across the county and state is how do you educate students? How do you provide services for those students who need services? The grading, now that students are 7 weeks removed from a classroom, how do you grade? We know that standardized tests have been taken away. AP exams will be given online for 45 minutes. Getting students who need food. These are all problems that are challenges that, week 1, week 2, you may be able to handle them, but week 7, week 8, wherever we go with this, but these problems are going to continue to exist for us. So it's a collective effort, and we always look forward to their guidance.
Yeah, very good. So again, the May 15th date we know is our next date. That impacted spring sports. I had a great opportunity. Coach Johnson and I were able to get on a Skype call with some of the team leaders of the spring sports. Thank you guys for participating. Great feedback from them on what's going on with their workouts, the workouts that they're getting from their coaches. We want to encourage them and continue to encourage you to continue to compete with each other on getting those workouts done. But the May 15th then prompted the NJSIAA to talk about being ready as early as May 25th. If the guidelines lift, that they could come up with some sort of abbreviated schedule, and then they extended the seasons to go not past June 30th. So there's a little bit of a window that pending we are able to get back out there, they can. So I informed those team leaders of that information, and the same thing for you. And so from the Colonial Conference, from Sterling High School, we're ready to provide any type of experience for our athletes and our seniors, pending we're permitted to do so.
All right, and just to kind of build off that, we're on remote learning, we're away from our student athletes and students in general. What are some other things that you've seen or that you would like to see us do to recognize and to keep engaged with students?
Great, so we're seeing a lot of our staff try to reach out to our students. We've been doing from the athletic points. I worked with the spring coaches to recognize senior spotlights. We're checking out and honoring them. The guidance department is also doing that, continuing to recognize senior spotlights. But our coaches have been doing a phenomenal job of continuing to reach out through social media, providing different workouts for our athletes, and they've been doing a great job. A lot of them using Instagram to record what they do, stick tricks, ball tricks, very, very good job. And many of them are pulling from resources that they're finding, like Coach Jones finds different resources and videos, and he posts them out for the kids to do, which are valuable for both baseball, softball. So it really is a lot of social media stuff. It's good stuff.
And one of the things that we continue to see is the efforts of Mrs. Johnson and Believe in You with themes. I think the most recent one was seniors decorating their doors. Have to submit those, I believe, by Monday. And then I saw a tweet this morning about Teacher Appreciation Week being the first week of May, and asking for students to acknowledge, let's flip it around now. We've been providing for students. We're looking for students to give us some feedback. And again, appreciate your teachers, and they need a little bit of love too. So continue to do those great things to kind of let everybody know we're in this together and we want to get through this together. All right.
That was great to see the teachers this is emotional for them as well. They're missing students. We got into this to be around students, and we're not around students. Awesome to see the teachers out and the staff out for Light the Nights. It was emotional for everybody. So yeah, it would be great if you could participate in that Teacher Appreciation Week. Believe in You is going to be doing stuff. The class of 2023 is going to be doing some letters and stuff. So if you get involved, please do so.
And at this point, some of the things we're doing at Sterling High School, if you've been around here, and especially that night, the solar project, it's really speeding up, and we're hoping to have it done within the month of May at some point. And you're also going to see the old tennis court. It will be a parking lot. There'll be a 2-lane driveway. Our fields, we're still prepared for spring sports with our fields. We're doing some work with the pathways and the dugouts around the baseball fields. I mean, if you come back, you're going to notice a significant difference. So credit to our maintenance guys, our building and grounds, our construction crew. We still have to plan and prepare, schedules, parent-teacher conferences. It was not the typical, but people are always allowed to contact their teachers. Guidance, I'm going to let Mr. Claiborne lead this one. About the homepage, could you touch on that?
Yeah, great. So Guidance has been preparing, and they've been reaching out, the guidance counselors, to their staffs. But I just wanted to point you to the website, and I'm navigating to it right here on my tablet. If you go right across the top screen, you'll see a guidance page. And there's tons of resources in that drop down that the guidance staff has prepared for you. I definitely wanted to point out some of the senior stuff, so as far as scholarships and stuff like that, college planning, there's information on SATs, when to take them, who's offering them, but really a remote learning support services. There's some great support services available to you as students and as parents. This is a tough time. Maybe somebody in your home or a neighbor, anyone that might need some of these services. It's a great resource for you. And of course, Guidance has been working tirelessly to prepare this information and continue to reach out to you. So please continue to do that.
All right, and then I want to add, we've been getting contacted by band students, students in general who need to get the lockers, and sometimes our TV, video, photography classes. So here's the building hours. The building hours are Tuesdays, 10 to 12. On 10 to 12, we're doing food distribution, and I just want to give a shout out to the ROTC. They did a food bank last week starting at 9 o'clock. They'll do that every Tuesday to enhance what types of foods our students can pick up or the amounts that they can pick up. So we have a great number of students coming up to pick up their food. If you want to provide for the food bank, please do so anytime on Tuesdays after 9 o'clock. But if you're a student that needs to come up to pick up an instrument, to drop off a camera, to visit your locker, please do it on Tuesdays between 10 and 12. After that, all right, you have to contact an administrator. We're on lockdown here. There's not a big crew of people here. So if we know you're coming to pick up a charger, if we know you got to visit a locker, I mean, one of us will meet you here. We'll get you down to where you have to go and what you have to get, and we'll get you through it. And on that note too, is with our tech support, we're doing a great job. It's by appointment only, but the majority of our tech issues can be handled remotely. So again, Tuesday is our big day for activity.
Yeah, that's it. So, and the tech support's been great. Again, they are trying to handle as many of the issues they can over remotely, but they'll schedule an appointment with you if you need to come in. This past week, Mr. Sheena, was a lot less students that were in.
All right, you ready for it?
It's time. So big announcement. Hopefully you hung on with us on this video. And Coach Sheehan sent out a letter to our seniors, special announcement to our seniors, which went out in a letter. So Coach, can you give us an update on what's happening with the senior class?
Yeah, so we've been in discussion with the junior senior class advisors, the senior class advisor, as it relates to prom, senior trip, and graduation. So at this point, we're April 24th. The prom was scheduled for May 1st. We never even got the collection off and the seating charts and all those arrangements. So we notified the seniors today that the prom is going to be put off this year. We're going to look into a possible remote experience. The senior trip, this was a key date. The 23rd was a key date. If we decided to stay with the trip through the 23rd, we would start losing some of our deposits. If we made the decision to cancel, we would get 100% of our refund back. So the decision was made, a very tough decision was made to cancel the senior trip. So we have a senior trip refund email that you need to follow up with in terms of your student's name, the parent name that wants to be on the check, and the address, and we'll get those refunds out to you. Just expect this isn't going to be something that's going to turn around too quickly, because World Class Travels is getting a great number of cancellations, and it's going to take some time to get this money back to Sterling and for Sterling to process, these refunds out. So these are tough decisions, but they're kind of made for us with the general health and safety of society right now. All right. And then the last piece that I put in that email was about graduation. Now, graduation will be on Thursday, June 18th at 6:30. All right, so you can make those plans, family plans, whatever it may be. We just don't know how we'll be able to deliver that graduation ceremony. We're going to have plans in place for all contingencies. If we're in person, if we had to break it down into small groups, or if we have to do it remote, we're going to have a plan in place. And unfortunately, we can't announce that now because we have to wait and see how things kind of progress. So these are very difficult decisions. They're emotional decisions. These are benchmarks that students look forward to and their parents look forward to. So I think that it's responsible for us to do that, but it allows us to start planning on some different ideas and different learning experiences that are unique to the class of 2020. And again, we look for your understanding and your support as we make these decisions and try to come up with different ideas to make this, a memorable, senior year and end of senior year for these students. So that email will come out. It's on the website, and we'll continue to keep you posted as we come up with more information. So, we always hold on to hope, and we talked about that. The only thing greater than this virus is the hope, but we don't want to provide false hope. And I think at this point, we need to address, some facts that we have and make some plans, as we move forward here. So, seniors, we're there with you. Teachers are feeling this one, administration, we're feeling this one, and I know that you and your parents are feeling this one as well. So, make sure you reach out to people, keep in touch with them, and work through this together.
It's tough news, but we've been working closely with our senior advisors, all the class advisors, and the administration to come up with the best ways to recognize and honor our seniors. So please look for different things that we will put out there in following up with this news. Again, we want to try to recognize prom some sort of virtually way, and the graduation is going to be one to remember, regardless of how that goes down. It will be one to remember for all of our nights. And so, just pointing back to that Light the Nights event, it was an emotional and it was a great event, and it was something that only this class will have, the class of 2020. And we're going to continue to look for ways to acknowledge this class in a special way.
Do we know if Mr. K is going to be able to shoot a video of that afterwards, or not shoot, show it?
If not, he'll post the link,
okay.
And we'll make sure that he's got it. He's definitely got it, and you can see that on Channel 19 and through that YouTube.
Okay.
So tough, parents. It's a tough time. Students, it's a tough time. Don't go through it alone. Again, point to those resources on the guidance tab. Phone a friend, get on your Skype, FaceTime each other, be together. It's a time to be together apart. But we can do that as we stay Sterling strong through this.
All right, and I guess my note, I know Mr. K was part of an event yesterday where they honored a lot of the medical field, with a little bit of a parade. So, on behalf of Sterling High School students, staff, and administration, we'd like to thank those on the front lines, the nurses, the doctors, the cashiers, delivery people, essential workers. Boy, they're really making, this experience, doable and obtainable, and, people are really struggling, and those people are very helpful. As always, we encourage people to be safe, be well, get reliable information, and once again, stay Sterling strong. All right, welcome to Monday, April 20th to Light the Nights. This is to honor our senior students and all our students. We miss you guys, and we want to let you know that we're in this together. And that's a chance for the teachers to come out and just say a quick hello to their students, and hopefully see you soon.
Go Knights!
1, 2, 3, go Knights!
Go Knights!
That's the thing, right?
Go Knights!
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 Go Knights! We miss you, seniors.
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights! Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights! Class of 2020, we miss you, man. Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights!
Go Knights! Go Knights!
Go Knights!